Hello, welcome to my channel, and I can't wait to spend a little bit of time with you today and explain to you how easy and foolproof this recipe is to make sweet short crust pastry. Short crust pastry is a very good pastry to start off with, and it gives you an idea of what ingredients to use to bind things together and what ingredients to use to flavor it. Today, to bind things together, we have the sugar, eggs, and the butter. We're going to put the sugar and the butter together first. That's going to create very small bubbles, so we don't want to overmix it. And then the eggs is going to hold everything together. Lastly, we're going to put the flour in really quickly because we don't want to work the gluten. The gluten is what creates elasticity. In a cookie, we want it to crumble, not to be elastic. So we work the gluten very, very little so that it doesn't form so much. So we mix that really quickly. To flavor it, we have vanilla extract, a little bit of lemon juice, but you can also use vanilla beans if you like to. Now, in all my desserts, I love to put just a little bit of salt. It just balances out the sweetness, so it's not too sweet. Okay, so first of all, we're going to mix the butter with the sugar, and this process is called creaming because it looks like and feels like cream after it mixes for a while. Now, the important thing is tip number one, make sure your butter is at room temperature, otherwise you're going to be fighting to break all the lumps. You can tell your butter is soft enough because you don't have any chunks in there. It's evenly spread out. So then you're happy with that, you can put the sugar in. If you accidentally put in cold butter, don't worry. You can skip it out and microwave it for 10 seconds. So all the sugar can go in. Okay, so we're gonna cream it or mix it for no longer than 5 minutes because we wanna create lots of little tiny bubbles. Imagine your teeth crunching through layers of tiny, tiny little bubbles. They'll crumble through really nice. But if you mix it for too long, you're gonna create big air bubble pockets. That's a bad thing because when it goes into the oven and it heats up, air expands, and then you're going to have huge ugly bubbles that will create an uneven surface for your cookies, and it's hard to decorate. So you can tell it's pale because that's paler than that bit that didn't really mix. Can you tell? And we're gonna add in our eggs. You'll notice that in my recipe, I'm putting the vanilla and lemon, so the flavorings before the flour. I like to put the flour right at the end because it gives it the least amount of time to be incorporated, which means I'm minimizing the amount of gluten and my cookies are very nice and crumbly and not chewy. However, you'll see a lot of recipes put the flavoring right after, and that's fine. If you're making a huge batch and you want to make different flavors, that's one way to go about it. Put it all in. Okay, perfect. Can you see? You stop straight away. Perfect. It just mixed. You have like tiny amount of things that feel like haven't mixed, but it is mixed. It smells so good. A really cool tip is have your cling wrap on the bench top. You'll make a lot less mess. So we're gonna split the dough in half because as we work with one dough, the other one will still be resting in the fridge and will be nice and cold for us. It's so crumbly, that's what you want. So say goodnight to it, 1 hour. But the good news is you could do this after work, leave it in the fridge, and then whenever you want to go and bake it, you can do it the next day. So 1 hour to 24 hours in the fridge. These are wooden dowels. We're going to use this to measure how tall it is. You don't have to use this, but it helps. So I'm going to smoosh it down first. The cool thing about using dowels is that you don't have to measure it, and it's perfect height. Oh, it's a bit sticky. So you want to chill it. I'll roll the other one while this one chills. This can get very sticky when you're rolling it like this. Have a look. So I'm rolling it. and it's really hard to remove the dough. You see it's sticky. So before you cut, you want to remove it once so it's not sticky. And then when you start cutting now, it will be easier to peel off. It won't stick to the baking paper. So after resting another 10 minutes just so that it firms up, you know it's ready when you're holding it and it doesn't melt in your fingers straight away. So you want it to feel like kind of the consistency of Play-Doh, where you can move it around but it's not melting. Now we're going to cut it. You can use either cutters like this, or if you want a specific shape and you can't find it, you can cut out pieces of cardboard or transparencies. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm doing today animal farm theme. So I've got a cow, a horse, a chick, a little cute piggy, and a little sheep. I'm just gonna position them on to fit as many as possible. It doesn't really matter if there's a crack. It will bake into it. It's getting soft already. It just means it needs to go back in the fridge. So this is what it looks like when it's cold and you're trying to remove the sides out. A really quick tip is to freeze them, and then once they're frozen, you can stack them. They don't stick. And you can keep it in the freezer because they bake really well straight out of the freezer. I would pack them in a packet of 8 or 12 because each of my tray fits 12 cookies. All right, so let's put them in the oven. So these have been resting for about 10 minutes in the freezer because I'm in a rush, but you can put them for 15 minutes in the fridge and then put it in the oven. 165 degrees, roughly 12 minutes, give or take. As soon as it looked slightly golden, they're done. Ooh, look, these are perfect. So that's exactly what you want. Just a little bit. And see this is like too much air, that's fine. Squish them out while they're still soft. See, soft there. Another tip, don't be tempted to put these in a cooling rack just yet. Give it about 10 minutes because they're really fragile right now. So let them rest, cool off a bit, and then completely cool them before you decorate them. It smells really good. I'm really tempted to eat them, but save yourself until you finish decorating them. Holy cow, you made it to the end of the video. I must ask you to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications because I want to show you how to decorate the cookies in the next episode. So stay tuned and you can make any decorations you want for Father's Day or for any special occasion. Bye!